But first, time for our number 2 story, Countdown's Worst Persons in the World. Our bronze tonight to David and Elizabeth Lawson of West Jordan, Utah. They had created something called the Sock Obama, a ripoff of Curious George, which depicts the Democratic candidate as a monkey. After the expected response, they apologized and said they were withdrawing the item from sale. But they've now told a local newspaper that, quote, a few new opportunities have been presented, and they were retracting the apology and going into production. Okay, for what, 150 years, first among the most obvious racial insults to blacks in this country has been to compare them to monkeys and other simians. 25 years ago, Howard Cosell, who was the most non-racist guy in sports, he got fired for calling Alvin Garrett of the Washington Redskins a little monkey. If I'm still not getting through to you, Mr. and Mrs. Lawson, here's the level of racism and prejudice you're showing. It's as if somebody made Mr. and Mrs. Lawson dolls, only they made 3 of them because they thought it'd be funny and appropriate to assume you're a husband and 2 wives because you guys are from Utah. Our runner-up, Greg Jarrett of Fix News, not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, but seriously, a Shahab missile fired from Iran, he said, quote, could actually hit, I think, some military installations in the United States. Distance from Tehran to Washington, D.C., 6,300 miles. Distance a Shahab missile can fly, 1,200 miles. Please, Greg. John Moody and the other Fox guys spend a lot of time writing up those political talking points for you. Please take the time to read them or just recite them outright. Don't hinder the network's vital propaganda work. Thank you. But our winner, the foremost quack in American government, the monstrous Representative Darrel Issa of California, during a series of tributes on the floor of the House this afternoon, in memory of Tim Russert, while the wake was going on, Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton of Washington said, our hearts are breaking. Fortunately, Mr. Issa doesn't have one of those. No story of Tim Russert would be complete if we didn't talk about loss this political season, he began his remarks. We're going to miss Tim Russert when it comes to the people on both sides of the issue of why we have $5 gasoline and $135 oil. This cur proceeded to invoke Tim's name 5 times during a self-serving political pitch for offshore drilling. Let me just quote Pat Chayefsky's screenplay for his film The Hospital. Congressman Issa, you're greedy, unfeeling, inept, indifferent, self-inflating, and unconscionably profitable. Besides that, I have nothing against you. Congressman Darrel Issa, Representative, he is not human, therefore man is the wrong term. Issa, today's worst person in the world.